Hello everyone, this is K. Surya, Assistant Professor, Department of English, KCS Kasinadar College of Arts and Science. In this video, we are going to see the drama Macbeth written by William Shakespeare. This video contains the sleepwalking scene in the play Macbeth. The sleepwalking scene is a critically celebrated scene from William Shakespeare's tragedy Macbeth, written in 1606. The first scene in the tragedy's fifth act, the sleepwalking scene, is written principally in prose and follows the guilt-wrecked sleepwalking Lady Macbeth as she recollects horrific images and impressions from her past. The scene is Lady Macbeth's last on-stage appearance, though her death is reported later in the act. Well-known phrases from the scene includes "out damned spot" and "all the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand." The sleepwalking scene opens with a conference between two characters making their first appearances, the Doctor of Sight and the waiting gentlewoman. The gentlewoman indicates Lady Macbeth has walked in her sleep. She will not report to the doctor anything Lady Macbeth has spoken in her state of mind, having no witness to confirm her testimony. Carrying a taper candlesticks, Lady Macbeth enters sleepwalking. The doctor and the gentlewoman stand aside to observe. The doctor asks how Lady Macbeth came to have the light. The gentlewoman replies she has ordered a light be beside her at all times. She is now afraid of the dark, having committed her crime under its cover. Lady Macbeth rubs her hands in a washing motion. With anguish, she recalls the deaths of King Duncan, Lady Macbeth, and Banquo, then leaves. The gentlewoman and the bewildered doctor, realizing these are the symptoms of a guilt-ridden mind. The doctor feels Lady Macbeth is beyond his help, saying she has more need of the divine than the physician. He orders the gentlewoman to remove from Lady Macbeth the means of all annoyance, anticipating she might commit suicide. Despite his warning, the audience also informed she does commit suicide off stage. In this scene, Lady Macbeth, in her husband's accomplice in the crime of regicide, she incites him to murder the king in order to gain the crown. She brings all her power to bear upon her hesitating husband. She willfully suppresses her womanly nature in order to achieve her aim. But soon after gaining the crown of Scotland, she realizes the futility of her ambition. Her bitter scene of disappointment finds a powerful expression. Very soon, therefore, her sins begin to recoil upon her. She is subjected to great mental and spiritual tortures. His powerful personality gradually disintegrates under the pressure of circumstances. Her deep spiritual anguish comes to the surface in the sleepwalking scene of the play. Now we are going to see this in a very artistic scene. The sleepwalking scene is one of the most awful, tragic scene in all literature. It has been created by the dramatist, no doubt on a grand scale and with a sense of action, and the words repeated by Lady Macbeth in this scene are projects her role in many of the previous scenes of the play. But more than this, they give expression to her inexpressible sense of oppression and spiritual anguish suffered over a long period, in which she feels more and more at odds with her husband. They are an expression of her deep seated and almost unconscious remorse. Her broken speech in this scene is more pathetic and inspiring than anything she had uttered while she had been in her senses. Her words, if we mark them closely, reveal her great struggle to save her husband from nervous breakdown and from exposing himself. In the unequal struggle, Lady Macbeth is overwhelmed. She goes almost mad and comes to behave most strangely by walking and talking while she is all the time in a most sound sleep. This is an awful mingling of terror and pathos in this wonderful scene. The scene is terrible in its effect. It fills the audience with a sense of awe. The reason for this is quite obvious. The scene is a most unusual one. It displays a most unnatural act on the stage. Lady Macbeth behaves in this whole scene like a living automation worked by the remorse. Both her continuous action of rubbing her hands together and her broken, disconnected utterance have a terrible effect on the minds of the audience. The three main features of Lady Macbeth's have been characterized as the mere reproduction of the horrible scene she has passed through, the struggle to keep her husband from betraying himself, and third, the uprising of her feminine nature against the foulness of the deed. The horrors of the murder scene, as well as her knowledge of the terrible cold blooded murder of Banquo and Macduff's wife and children, allow her no peace of mind. She is constantly bitten by bitter remorse. All her acts of commission and omission seem to have violently recoiled upon her delicate and highly sensitive feminine heart. As a consequence, she is turned into an object of almost pity. We are one with the gentlewoman and the doctor attending upon the demented Lady Macbeth in their deep sympathy for her suffering. You have known what you should not, says the doctor. And the gentlewoman replies, she has spoken what she should not. I am sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known. Let's conclude this with, in the end, it may be remarked that scene has provided us with one of the most beautiful quotations from Shakespeare. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. From Macbeth's point of view, the scene is again a signal of his complete loneliness. He too is now left alone to suffer the consequence of his misdeeds. Thank you.